this is gonna be my first tutorial in a series of tutorial about HTML and HTML5. In this series, I'm not going to teach you about CSS, PHP, and other languages. They will have these separate tutorials. Well, now it's all about HTML. So this tutorial is going to be on about what was I gonna say? Yeah, this tutorial is gonna be in English language. So if you want to learn in Hindi, if you are not comfortable in this language, if you are comfortable in Hindi, and if you want a tutorial in Hindi, it will also be in my channel. So I guess I'll put up a link if I can, but if I cannot, so yeah, I'll put up a link in the comments or somewhere. Yeah, go check it out. And now we're going to start about HTML. And first we are going to start about the basic HTML, right? So what HTML is simply hypertext markup language. It's made up of 4 words, right? Hypertext and markup language, like the 4 words, but we can divide it into 2: hypertext and markup language. So what these two means: hypertext means we are creating a link through a text in the file, right? Or whatever web page you have, you will create a link from one page to another. You will link it to each other, and this will be called as hypertext. And what markup language is? Markup language is simply a language in which we code on a simple text editor, and the code do not actually use a compiler or interpreter. It will just run in browser. In your normal browser, it will run, the code will run, and you can see how your website is looking. Well, that's been said, let's start to make a new, right? To start coding. Let's start code, right? What am I saying? I'm doing too many things. I'm just I'm just using my computer at the time while I'm speaking, and that's really hard to do for me. I don't know for you it is or not, but for me it is. So I'm gonna make a new folder so that every HTML file which I'm making will be in the same folder, right? So I'll call it YouTube, because these files are gonna go in YouTube. And inside YouTube, I'm gonna make 2 new folders. So this is what I usually do, right? I'll make a folder for HTML and images. Yeah, the images is gonna be on a new tutorials, but right now we'll just focus in HTML, right? So as you can see in my atom, in the side section, we can see here my folders of YouTube has created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this particular file inside, not HTML, shared inside YouTube. Now what we're going to do, we're going to name this file, right? If we create a file, we should name it, and we actually have to name it. It's compulsory. So let's say first. You can keep the name whatever you want, like first, second, fifth, my dick is huge, whatever you want, right? I don't know why I'm so frustrated right now. But yes, so let's begin first, right? So the first .html. Now what this .html is, actually a computer do not understand if the file is in HTML or not, right? If you just code inside a file, the computer will not, just by looking at the file, will not tell if this is an HTML file or if this is a PHP file or a Python file. It cannot differentiate between them. So to tell a computer that this file is an HTML file, we put an extension of .html in after the name, right? You got it, right? So an extension of .html. If we put an extension, so what we'll do, it's not showing right now. I have to put some code. Right, let's do it. Now you can see the icon has changed in a file. So now a computer can easily understand, oh, this is an HTML file. And when we'll open it, a computer will say, yeah, you have to open inside a browser, and it will, whatever the default browser you have already set up, most probably it will be your Google Chrome or your Firefox, or yeah, actually it's a Internet Explorer if you have not set any. So yeah, if you are using Windows or Linux, whatever, you have to do this open with and choose the application you want to open it with. Like I prefer Firefox. We are going to do it in Firefox, then delete it all. So this was the basic. Now what the code was, I'm going to tell you about it. But first the basics, right? In HTML, we what we do is we simply write text, right? Like I'm gonna take some dummy text. This is called dummy text. It's quite big, right? So right, so what we do is we write these kind of text in an HTML file. Now what an HTML file do is it print this file, this text in a browser. So whoever is seeing a browser will see this text written on that, right? I don't know if I believe it's gonna show. No, it doesn't, because there are no tags I use. So but to make it more understandable to the computer, as you can see, I saved it and I run the file, and you see here is the dummy text has been written into the file. But you see, it's just simple text and it's so boring and you cannot actually understand what it's saying. Well, I do not understand it, and you cannot actually make sense of it, like what it is about, and it's so boring. If there are gonna be many texts like this, it's gonna be boring for us to read, right? So what we do is we use tag to make the computer understand like what we have written in the it's gone. So what we have written inside a code, and so the computer will easily understand what we are trying to say him to do, right? Like if we make the word bold, so we have to type the tags. In between the tags we will type it. You will understand what I'm saying, but basically what I'm trying to tell you is that tags make your computer understand what to do. So the tags are the instructions for the computer, which the computer will follow. I hope you guys understand it. If you do not understand it, don't worry, just stay with me. When the code will start, you will understand it. So what it will happen is, first there are two kinds of tags, the tag which closes and the tag which do not. Well, whatever tag you are actually using in your file, you have to make, there are two tags, right? This is called an opening tag, you see, and it is a closing tag. So it means if you are making an HTML file, so the first tag is going to be HTML, right? Here it is, and the ending tag will be HTML, which will tell our computer that here our HTML code starts and here it ends, because we have closed HTML. So you see, HTML is closed and HTML has started. So the tags, whichever the tag is starting will end it, right? We have to end the tag which we start. This is the first rule, right? And there are also some tags which do not need to use. Fuck what I'm saying. Let's do it again. So every tag which you start open will have an ending tag, and there are also a special kind of tags which do not need to use ending tags, like BR or HR, right? These kind of tags. So well, we'll understand about these tags later on in the same video, I guess. So now here is, so whenever we are making an HTML file, we'll have to start and end with an HTML, right? So HTML tag starts and HTML tags ends. Start with an HTML tag, end with an HTML tag. Easy peasy, got it. Now we're gonna make another tag inside HTML tag. When you see a computer, right, in the browser, here is two types. Here is one of what you can say. So here is the body, like, right? So we can divide a browser into two parts, right? First this one part. Well, this is not technically terms, but this is how I understand HTML, right? So start with it. This is a first part, and the upper part, which is of the grayish area, is the second part of in browser. So to use this this part, right, this one where it's written in root, desktop, YouTube, वगैरह, right? So this part will write body. Now head, sorry, this part is called head. Now whenever the head will start, it will end. Inside head, what we are going to do is we are going to write a new tag which is called title. Now see what the title tag will do is, what I will write, hi brother, and title, right? The tag opens and the tag close. This is what I was telling, right? And oh fuck, I found it. Head opens, head close. Now what we'll do if we're gonna save it and run it, so see, you can see the name here has just changed from, you know, its location, directory location, to the text which we have put in the title, What am I saying? I don't know, right? Head. And now then we are going for body tag. Body tag is the tag which we see inside our HTML, right? Let's make it neat and tidy. Body tag is whatever you will see inside a web page comes inside the HTML. So that's simple. In head tag we use title tags, and there are some else tag which we called meta, right? Meta tag. So what this meta tag will do, we're gonna learn about it later on in the tutorial. Let's not do, but there are some kind of other tags also used inside a head, but right now we are just gonna use the title tag to give the title to our websites, right? Hi brother. And a body tag, so whatever we see in a body is gonna be, let's start with Google, right? If okay, I think when it's not working, no, it's working. So you see, so in this Google website, the web page, we see Google written here with a, what do you say, icon, right? With an icon. So whatever comes here is actually written inside the title tag. So hi brother, they write Google inside it. So when we run here, it changed to Google, right? Just like it, but the you know, the icon is here. We can actually put icon, that's a different process, but you get it. And now whatever comes inside this, which we are seeing, actually seeing and reading, typing, or whatever we are doing, come inside the body tag. So whatever we're gonna write here is gonna come inside the body tag, right? So we're not gonna make Google right now, but yeah, something will write. Okay, so whatever we write inside the body comes inside here, right? Lorem ipsum blah 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 here. So but you see, these tags are boring. This is pure boredom for anyone, for any user who is reading our website, who is in our website. So it's just boring. So what we do to make it interesting, there are multiple tags for this too, and what are those tags and how we can use them, we are going to learn it in the next tutorial. So till then, try these title tags and try, you know, just make this, or read the next tutorial. It will be it will be interesting. So yeah, see you in the next tutorial. Bye. I really think it was boring, but please, yeah, from next video I will try to make it interesting. Thank you.